Hey fellow Vault Wearers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have the best places to farm Spooky Scorch after a lot of experimentations yesterday and a little bit more today on adventure and private servers. I found the places that overall yield the best outcome when you are farming for Spooky Scorch. So I will not be really farming a lot of regular Scorch, although during the runs I recommend to pick them all up as they do tend to be asleep if you don't get close. So there is a lot of Scorch, and that's the first location. If you didn't recognize, we are starting at Saton. So that's a Saton, and as you can see there is already a Spooky Scorch, so we'll pick it up. Out of my way, please. As you can see, when you run around, they do wake up and they do run towards you as well. I do recommend to go with a tanky build and loud build. Sneaking works too, but then they do not run towards you, and all the Spooky Scorch are always smelly. Then we jump to the best overall location, Helvia. And here from the fast travel spawn point, the run path through the Helvia. And yes, that's important to run everywhere, as the Spooky Scorch that are asleep do not even make any sound. So in order to make sure you pick up every Spooky Scorch, you need to run around and wake them up. I can hear one already in here. There it is. There it is. I continue now towards the church. There is more Spooky Scorch in there. Oh, you see? Asleep, do not make a sound. And that's even on private server. I'm pretty sure he's not actually here. Okay, this one is completely bugged. Unfortunately, it can happen. And private or adventure server, it does not matter. He's here, okay. He fixed himself. He's inside as it's supposed to be. They're supposed to be inside the church, so they are inside the church. There is more. From this spot we run down the road. There are some inside this building, but by this time they should wake up and run towards you, so they're probably already all outside. So they should already run outside. It's good to peek into all those buildings, and the reason I'm running a lot in the forest, and you can have different picks for Scorch, but one of the main reasons is that those are easily accessible. It's all out in the open, so there is a low risk of missing of any Scorch, any Spooky Scorch. And there is another one. As you can see, Helvia is always the best for me. There is a huge bunch of Spooky Scorch every time I'm here, and that's the last building you need to check. There's several Scorch inside. It's either spooky or not. I don't hear any sounds, so my bet is no Spooky Scorch. And perfectly aligned from this location, we have Greg's mine supply. Greg's mine supply. Most of them will roam around this area on the outside, but not all of them. So check the main road for some Spooky Scorch. If there is none, the Scorch live in here. I hope you have the key. You should have the key if you play the game. And check on the inside. There is a little bit more of them. And unfortunately, not a Spooky Scorch this time around. So those are the main locations to check. Sometimes there can be a Spooky Scorch on the back. Nope. From this location we jump into Balton Greens, and yes, I will have a map for you as well. Balton Greens, and I will mention some extra locations like honorable mentions after that, and as well I will tell you a little bit some locations didn't make the list, even though those seems to be really good, but didn't make the list. So Balton Greens, most of the Scorch will be on the inside, and some of them are asleep. You need to run upstairs, as those Scorch tend to not wake up if you don't go upstairs. So you really want to go upstairs, turn to the left. This is the room that Scorch live to. So make sure, as you can see, this one, it was regular, but it can be a spooky one. So you must make sure every single one will awake. Now we have some in the fields, the same story, they do not awake if you not run close. And 2 more in this direction. Unfortunately not as spooky ones this time. Like, the luck will vary. And I'm on the private server. I notice I have slightly better luck on adventure server. Now from these locations we are jumping to Morgantown Trainyard. And Morgantown Trainyard, you just basically run and check 2 of the hangars in here. We have 2 of them. Straight up on the left, you wake up Scorched in here. You can use berry mentats to make it easier for yourself finding all those Scorched, but they do tend to run ahead and meet you as soon as you enter all those locations. They do roam around upstairs, downstairs. Just make sure you run through those warehouses to wake them up. If there's no sound, then unfortunately no spooky Scorched. And after clearing those locations, you don't really even need to fast travel, as we are going to Morgantown Airport over there, and it's just behind this road. So you don't need to fast travel. From my experience, it's faster to just run in here. And now first we check around the tents. If there are any spooky Scorched, those are regular. Then we run around the building, this direction, checking if there is any spooky Scorched in here or not. Run around the building. Oh, and a quick tip, if you are farming with friends, you don't actually even need to all tag the spooky Scorched, as those are legendary. So as soon as you are nearby, you will be able to loot them, even if you do not tag any of those spooky Scorched. And it's worth to run in this direction, as then we can start event collision course that will be spawning 5 waves of Scorched. So as you can see, as you approach, if this event is available, it will let you fire a flare, start collision course, and you can stop in here and farm 5 wave of Scorched that has a good chance of spawning a spooky Scorched too. And there is a spooky Scorched from the collision course. So yes, they can spawn in here. They can increase amount of spooky Scorched you will get. And after the event is done, we are going to Tayor County Fairgrounds. And this location is perfect too, because there is not only a lot of Scorched, but as well, those Scorched are out in the open. They don't really hide. So if you run a little bit around, starting from the right side, you will wake them all up, and if there is any spooky Scorched, you will be able to hear it. So you run around, then you move to the left, check if there is any spooky Scorched following you running, anyone in the parking lot. If not, carry on. Don't forget to check this building. Can be a spooky Scorched in here. And lastly, take a look down towards the river. There can be more spooky Scorched sometimes, or like some other enemies. It's not guaranteed to be Scorched in here. They can be, they're not guaranteed, but worth to take a look. And from this location we are jumping into Wavy Willards water park. That's in my book number 2 of all locations. And Wavy Willards is pretty straightforward. It's large open area, so you do a big circle, run in through the main entrance, then basically stick to the left hand side and finish on the right hand side, or do it other way around and start from the right hand side and then go towards the left hand side. It's absolutely up to you. There is a bunch of Scorched everywhere. So a really good chance to get spooky Scorched, just because of the amount of Scorched that do live in here. Just be loud, run through, you will wake up all the Scorched, and hopefully there will be some spooky one. Don't forget to make the big circle, as those Scorched live everywhere inside the water park. And the last location, and only one really outside of low level areas, Place of the Winding Path. And for this location you of course want to get into the palace. I do recommend to start from the back entrance. It makes for the most straightforward path. Oh, and look at that, finally a spooky Scorched. I need to say that's like the worst run yet I had. Probably because I'm recording the least amount of spooky Scorched. Then when running up the stairs, don't go straight, don't go outside, turn right and climb a little bit higher to check if there is more spooky Scorched. And of course there is more spooky Scorched. Okay, regular Scorched, not a spooky Scorched. Hopefully there will be more spooky Scorched. Go back where the staircases are, run down. And this time use the door for employees only. And there is more Scorched. There is more Scorched living in this area on the more like underground secret area of the palace. So we check that out if there is any spooky Scorched, and of course there is none for me. Now my map with some Scorched locations marked and my route that we just ran through, that's the best from my experience. That has a lot of compact Scorched, not too far away. Now the honorable mention, it will be outside of top of the world. There is a bunch of Scorched. There will be as well Berkeley. There is a bunch of Scorched. Morgantown, there is a little bit of Scorched. And the fairground in here next to the ash heap. Now, why I'm not running when you can see so many red dots around the power plants? The Scorched around the workshops do not really respawn, that's one. The second, there is a lot of climbing into very high places and a lot of hiding spots. Around the Morgantown there is a fissure site, you need to deal with a Scorched beast. And generally the fissure sites recently do not seem to spawn as many of those Scorched as they used to. So now I prefer to hop server more often, run this route for Scorched and repeat, rinse and repeat for spooky Scorched. Of course, whenever there is an event that do spawn a lot of Scorched, do it. The events are the best. There's so many spooky Scorched like lying in the sand. If you see it, do it. A lot of Scorched means a lot of spooky Scorched. I hope this map will be helpful for you. Feel free to screenshot it if you need it for further reference. And that being said, thank you a lot for watching and see you all in the next one.